equivalent to 54.6100 cents per coin. The current time is 54.2400. 54.5200. The previous day's close was 54.8400. The difference was plus 0.0900 plus 0.17 negative rate. Prior to September 2023's 55.5 greatest cost, the United States dollar's price prediction will be cancelled. 58.0 rent expenses, 48.4 rent expenses. The average for the month is 35.241.6% of the cost estimate towards the month's and 37.8% change for October, 16% of cost expectation for November 2023 initial cost at 37.8 most extreme cost. 37.8 lowest price 29.9 the average for the month 34.4 off cost gauge for the months and 32.1 shift for November 15.1% off to United States dollar expectations for December 2023's initial cost at 32.1 greatest price. 32.1 least expensive 27.7 is the average for the month and 30.4% of costs contribute to the month's end. Change of 29.8 for December, 7.2 off cost expectation for January 2024 at initial cost of 29.8 maximum price. 35.2 lowest price normal for the month is 29.8 31.9 off cost gauge towards the months and 32.9 change for January 10.4% off to US dollar expectations for February 2024. 32.9 rent expenses 27.8 is the average for the month, 30.9 is the cost forecast for the months, and 29.9 is the change for February. 9.1% of the cost forecast for WOC 2024 is off at 29.9 for the highest price. 30.3 lowest price normal for the month is 26.3 28.7% of costs are allocated to the months and 28.3% to spring. 5.4 reduction to United States dollar forecasts for April 2024 prior to the highest cost of 28.3 29.0 lowest price normal for the month is 25.2 27.4 of monthly expenditure figures and 27.1 change for April 4. 2% of expense anticipation for May 2024 to begin at 27.1 highest cost 27.1 lowest price. The average for the month is 23.4 25.7 below cost indicator for the month and 7% short of June 2024 US dollar forecasts based on the May change of 2%. Initially cost at the 25.2 greatest expense, 31.2 lowest price normal for the month is 25.2 27.7% of the cost estimation for the month's end change of 29.2 for June 15.9 of cost expectation for July 2024's highest price at 29.2 highest price. 29.2 lowest price. The average for the month is 22.8 $26.4 off cost forecasts for the months and 24.5 change for July 16.1% off to US dollars cost forecasts for August 2024 prior to 24.5 most extreme costs in US dollars. 24.5 lowest price. The average for the month is 19.2 22.2 off month-to-month cost gauge and 20.6 change for August 15.9 of cost expectation for September 2024's initial cost at 20.6 highest costs 24.8 least expensive normal for the month is 20.6 22.3 off cost gauge toward the months. And 23.2 change for September 12.6 of cost expectation for November 2025 beginning price at $8.7 greatest price. 10.7% less than the normal expense of 8.7% for the month, $9.6 off cost forecasts for the months and 10.1 change for November, 16.1% off cost forecasts for United States dollars in December 2025 at 10.1 most extreme costs. 12.5 lowest price normal for the month is 10.1 11.1 of cost estimate for the months and 11.7 change for December 15.8% off cost estimate for January 2026 initial cost at 11.7 highest cost 11.7 less expensive than the monthly average of 9.1 10.6 of cost forecast for the months and 9.8 change. For January 16.2 off to United States dollars forecasts for February 2026 initial cost at $9.8 most expensive cost $9.8 least expensive cost the average for the month is 7.89.0 of cost. Estimate for the months and $8.4 change for February 14.3% of cost expectation for WAC 2026 based on initial cost of $8.4 highest cost the average for the month is $8.4 with a minimum cost of $10.4. 9.2 of cost estimate toward the months and 9.7 change for spring 15.5 off to United States dollars expectations for April 2026 to start with cost at 9.7 greatest cost 10.7 lowest price the average for the month is 9.39.9 of cost speculation for the months and 10.0 for April. 3.1% of initial cost expectation for May 2026 at the maximum price of $10.012.4 least expensive normal for the month is 10.011.0 off cost gauge toward the months and 11.6 change from a 16% off to US dollar. Forecasts for June 2026 before all else. Normal for the month is 11.612.8 of cost estimate for the coming months and 13.5 change for June 16.4% of cost forecast for July 2026 prior to cost at 13.5 highest cost 16.7 rent expenses normal for the month is 13.5 14.8 of cost estimate toward the months and 15.6 change for July. 15.6 off to US dollars expectations for August 2026 first and greatest cost at $15.6. Today marks 11 years since Block CEO Jack Dorsey made what seemed to be his first public comments about Bitcoin. At the time, Bitcoin was only worth $11, and he praised it. In 2012, when he went to the University of Michigan, he gave his support. At the time, the endorsement didn't get much attention outside of the Bitcoin talk group. Pete Rizzo, who works as a Bitcoin historian, found the recording of the visit today on X. Still, Dorsey's comments are important because of his public role in Bitcoin's history, which led to his current job as CEO of Block, a company that works to improve Bitcoin's use and technology. The company, which used to be called Square, has been a leader in payments for a long time, and its backing keeps Bitcoin in the mainstream. In 2012, Dorsey gave a speech at the University of Michigan where he talked honestly about his thoughts on new technologies and how interested he was in Bitcoin. At the time, Bitcoin was still a relatively unknown digital currency. On its few markets, it only traded for an average of $11 per unit. But in his talk, Dorsey called Bitcoin amazing and said he thought it could have a big effect on the worlds of business and technology. He said, "The Bitcoin trend is